Hello, my name's Jeff Dover, and along with Sarah Root, we would like to address the question one of our listeners has sent us, and that question is, what does right of reimbursement or a right of subrogation mean when it comes to my health insurance? So Sarah, can you answer that question for us?
Sure. Right of reimbursement or subrogation simply refers to your health insurance company being reimbursed essentially for any monies that they have paid for your medical treatment that's related to the accident you've been in. So typically when we see that is you've been in an accident, you've received medical treatment, your health insurance paid for that treatment, and then ultimately you receive a settlement, and part of that settlement, you're being reimbursed for your pain and suffering and for the medical bills. So the idea is that if your health insurance company has actually paid the medical bills, well then they ought to be reimbursed for that amount of money. Now, this really depends on the type of health insurance that you have and your health insurance contract and the language that's in the policy. For example, if you have Medicare or Medicaid, that's a government-sponsored health insurance, typically they are absolutely going to be entitled to be reimbursed. Now, private health insurance, that's more specific as to the contract, and there would be language that you would want your attorney to be able to review so that they can advise you as to whether or not they are entitled to be reimbursed, and that actually depends quite a bit on the laws of the state that you're in.
Well, that's a great answer, Sarah. One of the things that kind of comes to mind as you're explaining this is if I've got to pay back my health insurance company, or if I got to pay back Medicare or Medicaid, is it worth getting a lawyer? Or is all my money that I may get in a settlement all going to go to pay my health insurance company, and basically I won't have anything left over? Can you speak to that?
Yes, and that's a great question. It still works to your advantage to have a lawyer handle the case, but then still have your health insurance paying for your bills, because your health insurance company has already negotiated a rate with the medical provider. So let's say, for example, your doctor charges $200 for the visit. Well, your health insurance is probably only paying, maybe 50 or 60% of that. So let's say your health insurance carrier pays the doctor $100, and that's for full and final payment. Well, when you get the settlement, really it should be for the entire amount of the bill. The $200 should be factored into that settlement, and then you're only having to reimburse your health insurance carrier the lower amount that they paid. So it really puts you at an advantage to still use your health insurance, even if you do have to reimburse them.
And my understanding is there's a lot of health insurance companies, the way they've written their policies, where the injured party doesn't have to pay anything back.
That's
Is that
correct.
True?
Absolutely, which is why you want to have an attorney make sure they're aware of your policy and that you provide a copy of that policy so they can review that and advise you accordingly.
Well, very good. Thank you.